Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. David G. Evans, the number one. We're so glad you've taken the time to join us today as we talk about those things that we believe impact your life, but always from a biblical perspective. That kingdom look on those things that are going on around us. It is important that we have what we call on this channel an Issacharian view of things, understanding the times, but not merely having an understanding and comprehension, but knowing exactly what to do. That is what the Bible teaches us. So we are indeed glad that you can join us. Do us a favor now, like us, subscribe to us, share as much as you can. Invite people to join our conversation, especially those people that perhaps have not ever joined the conversation before in this unique format where we talk about all those things that are relevant. We talk about God, of course, faith, Jesus Christ, politics, sports, culture, the hot item of the day, whatever happens, whatever's happening nationally, internationally, locally. So we are always excited. Now, we're able to do this because we have a wide range of geographic listeners and viewers, and they call in and give us the on-the-ground reports of what's going on. Perhaps I'm sure today we'll hear from our Floridians as it relates to the hurricane. I'm sure we may hear from our Louisiana people. Some of our Georgia folk will certainly hear from Texas today as they tell us whether they've been impacted or how they've been impacted by this storm. I know we're getting a lot of rain, a lot of cloudiness. It's been like that for a few days. But of course, the storm has made landfall, and that means that the winds may decrease somewhat, but the flooding and the rain and will continue. So we need to pray for all those who are in that area, those areas of the country. You can give us a call toll free. We'd love to talk to you. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. As we don't avoid the issues that you may be facing. We want to be that's partners with you, that guides you through whatever you're going through. We want to give you some plans as to what you can do biblically to overcome whatever difficulty or hindrances you're having, and then what kind of results you can expect. We're looking forward to having those conversations with you that mean a lot to you. I think that answer the questions perhaps you've been feeling but have not verbalized, have not articulated, but you know in your heart you've got some unsettlement. We want to, regarding anything going on in the world, but we want to give you the biblical perspective on that. Our world famous co-host, Pastor Nicholas Smith, is here with us today. Hey, man.
Yes, good morning, y'all.
I almost wore my orange plaid shirt. But they would have thought we planned it.
We never planned.
We never planned. We never planned.
Right.
We're going to Philadelphia Sunday afternoon to
Kingdom Church.
Kingdom Church. Pastor Danny Sutton, Bishop-elect Danny Sutton, his anniversary. We would love to see those of you who are living in the area to come and join us. We'll be there at 6 o'clock. We will not be there all night, but we will be there long enough for God to do what he's called us to do. And, of course, we want to invite you to our morning worship services. Our 8 o'clock service is our virtual service. 11 o'clock is live in this room. You do not want to miss the live encounter. You don't want to miss it. The worship is wonderful. I'm not just saying that because it's our church, but it moves you closer to God, greater understanding of God. The service flows in a way that's not the norm for a lot of services. And we're in a series on the Holy Ghost called The Unlimited You. And right now we happen to be focusing on gifts of the Spirit. So we want you to understand what the power tools are that God has given us, so we can operate in the area of authority he's given us. So we explained that pretty good last week. We're going to review it a little bit tomorrow for maybe 5 minutes, just to let you know what God uses as a hermeneutic key, which is the human body, to explain not only where gifts are placed, but how gifts are supposed to function, the spheres of authority that they have, what you cannot do. It's amazing what God does when he explains what the body of Christ is designed to function, how it's designed to function with effectiveness. Phones are beginning to light up. 866-743-8267, 826-786-67 for Evans. Please give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. Crystal, and our screen is not lit up yet, so we can't see what's happening, but I'm sure you will do that shortly. Now, the New York mayor's in the news. Disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to convict him before he has a trial.
Yep.
But
all this is happening on multiple fronts.
mhm,
So the police commissioner resigns after they get his phone.
mhm,
One of the school chancellors
Mhm.
that's connected
mhm,
is stepping away,
mhm.
and somebody else I believe is too.
Mhm.
So when the wolves are running out of the forest,
Don't go in.
something's going on.
Yeah, don't go in, and it's just
And they've been after Adams since he got in office.
yeah.
And how can I say this? So some people often blame what's been revealed. Like, say, we always say this person must have made somebody mad and they turned on whatever.
Right.
If you had a clean record, I'm not indicting him. I'm talking
words
in
right out
in
general.
generality.
In general,
Whether
we blame the response.
yes, yeah,
And ignore the fact, had we not done X, Y, and Z,
yes,
there would have been no response.
there you go. You know they're gonna come after you eventually.
Yeah,
So you got to make sure your record's clean
It's
as much as possible.
politics.
It's politics. They're going to.
but here's the other thing. It appears as though he had been working things for a long time, even when he was not mayor, but he was in local politics. And, you know, the way they're describing it, he got a little sloppy with his stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not that we are naive and think there's no corruption going on in government.
Sure.
We absolutely think corruption is a part in some areas. Not
Yes.
all politicians are,
Yeah.
are dirty, but they're just like any other thing. There's inappropriateness and there's
Yes.
appropriateness. So we're not even making that premise, but I would think he would know. That he needed to. They were going to take a look at him
Yeah.
sooner or later.
Yeah. Especially not to be
And an
racial.
election's coming.
The election's coming, and you a black man. Our records have to be pure. Then.
Yeah.
And somebody I know used to work in the New York Police Department.
Okay.
And was talking about whatever's going on between the police commissioner and I believe his brother-in-law or something, the ones that owned the bar. That whole extortion thing that was going on. Some of that they seem pretty legit.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, again, this is all speculative.
Right.
This is all
Right.
not indicting anybody.
No.
But New York, New Jersey, politics. You know better than I do. You gotta maneuver.
And criminal activity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to be real nice.
Right.
It's not an uncommon
Yes.
part of the story in both of our states.
Yes.
I have not talked to any of our New York pastors yet, so they can give us the on-the-ground thing, but it appears as though this behavior didn't start when he got into the mayor's
Oh
office.
yes. Absolutely.
And they seem to be rolling out, and they, I watch how these things are presented. They made sure the guy reading the indictment and leveling the charges was a minority face.
Yeah.
And that's not random stuff.
Right.
Because we're trying to make sure you understand this is not, white folk going after black folk or black folk going after white folk.
Yeah.
But he says he's not guilty, but the lawyer I talked to said they all say that in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And was already trying to get away on a technicality. He said the revealing of the grand jury testimony was illegal.
Okay.
And is it possible to get a case dismissed based on that? I don't know. But learned lawyers, if there's 6 people involved, and all the charges, if they're indicted together, learned lawyers will go after one case, see if they can get that dismissed. Because if they get that dismissed,
Take care of everything else.
it annihilates the rest of the case in that moment. So I just feel bad for New York. I feel bad because he has a tremendous opportunity.
Absolutely.
That I don't think this needed to be injected into.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And I think the whole migrant thing, even though I believe, we know when they were dropping immigrants off in New York and they were helping them with housing and stuff, the way they spend it was he's helping all these immigrants, but not helping the people of New York and da-da-da-da-da. So this has been building up perception-wise for him.
So were they Turkish immigrants?
No, they were Hispanic. You know, the Texas ones coming in, they were busing in from Texas.
So how's a trip to Turkey helping the Hispanic or Mexican immigrants?
I don't know.
Okay, I think he just threw that to see if it would stick.
Yeah.
You know, but his first objection was that the grand jury testimony should not have been, released.
Yeah.
And that is true.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's enough to get it dismissed. Yeah. And he's got a very aggressive defense attorney, and that attorney is doing what attorneys do. He's fighting, and they're trying to do a little bit of the defense in the public.
Sure.
You know, so.
Yeah.
But when you have the ability, I remember a long time ago, Pastor Nick, a lawyer friend of mine said, very successful lawyer, and he made a statement to me. He said, if you don't have any money, you don't have a legal problem. Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean you don't have any money, you don't have a legal problem? Well, if it's a foregone conclusion. If you can't hire a lawyer that's really got the connections and the know-how, blah, 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 the legal problem is off the table. Right. You're done.
You're done, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's the way you guys see it. He said, well, think about it. The difference in lawyers is like the difference in doctors. And some lawyers go into court and they're respected by the whole system.
Yep.
Others go in and it's like, who are you? Like in the Bible, I know Paul, I know Jesus.
But I don't know you. I don't
who
know.
the heck are you? Well, we got Robin from Delaware. We've got Scott from Vineland. We want to talk to you also. We're glad you've joined us on Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based talk show in America, every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to talk to you today, and we're going to talk about a variety of subjects, as always. We have to talk about the election. We've got to talk about the events leading up to the election. We've got to talk about the contradictory things that are happening in this process and how it's kind of fleshing out. Yeah. Let's go to Robin in line 1. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. How y'all doing this morning?
How you doing? You sound real chipper this morning.
Well, Bishop, can I say this to you?
Yes.
You and Pastor Nick, y'all knew my situation, what's going on in my life. And I thank you, too, for helping me and guiding me. I've really have grown a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. Okay. And I just want to thank God. I have to thank God every day for y'all, but I thank God for showing me that he's in charge of my life. Yeah. He knows the mistakes that I have made. But the situation that I'm in, I learned a lot about myself, and I've gotten closer to God. He's directing me. He's showing me things that I've never seen before. He even led me to this, it's called the Daily Jesus Prayers on YouTube, Bishop. When I say those messages every day, it's just hitting me at home. So I'm just happy. The joy of the strength is the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that's my testimony. God has really shown me who's in charge of my life, and I thank him every day for you and Pastor Nick for being there for me when I really needed you.
It's a wonderful thing when we finally tear up our own management contract and turn the management of our lives over to the Lord. It's amazing. And that contract is that word, and then we start living by the contract, and then he's able to work all things out for our good. So that's a wonderful testimony, Rob.
Yes, Lord. I'm just so happy. I mean, even though I got to move from where I am, I don't know where I'm going right now, but you know what? God's telling me, just hold on. I got you.
Okay.
Something good's coming. But I just wanted to see if y'all heard. I know y'all probably saw it. The Terrell Hill incidents in Miami when he was going to play on his way to the stadium to play.
Oh, the professional ball player.
Oh, yeah. Tariq Hill,
Tariq Hill, yeah.
Oh, it's Tariq Hill, okay. Yeah. That was, when I saw the video, that wasn't right. Especially that cop that put a chokehold and everything. That was not right.
I think I'm glad he was in football shape. that probably would have hurt a regular civilian, what he went through. Unfortunate that, he got pulled over because he had some outstanding tickets. Is that what that was?
I can't remember. I was a couple weeks ago. I look it up.
Or was it just the car and the officer didn't like the fact that he was driving a what? $400,000 Ferrari or something crazy?
I can't remember.
Yeah, even one of the police officers said, "You know who this is? This is Tyreek Hill."
Mm-hmm.
If you see the video,
They said careless driving and driving without a seatbelt. But he had tinted windows. How did they see this?
How did they see that?
I don't know. But they say this cop has had a record, again, of doing more than he should.
Okay.
And my thing is, like, if back to what we talked about at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and you said it before, some people, they get in these places, they didn't have authority beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got authority,
Right.
and they take it too far.
Mm-hmm.
But if nobody's disciplining them, if they're having a record, a history of...
Well, if you feel like, they're gonna pass me over and over again.
Yeah.
And the other thing, we forget people are human.
Mm-hmm.
And possessions can raise a level of envy, anger, and jealousy in an individual. You may not experience it, I may not experience it, but some people get viscerally impacted when they see someone that they feel like shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And also, we got to understand that in the political environment that we're in, people are saying the quiet things.
Yeah, absolutely.
The inside the house talk has now come outdoors. Yeah. The expression of those words and emotions have come outside. So the quiet stuff is no longer quiet.
Yeah.
And you got to understand it. People are human. You have to understand it, but we have to realize people are human and they have human reactions even though they're in positions of authority.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right.
So true.
So, Bishop, I'm going to leave this with you.
You mean you weren't done?
Yeah, we done. Pastor Nick can probably look it up. In Wisconsin, I think Vice President Harris either wasn't the online issue, she wasn't even on the ballot, and Montana, she wasn't even on the ballot at all.
Yeah, they had to stop the whatever process they were doing. They started getting people to online vote because her name wasn't on the Montana.
Really?
Yeah, they tried things. They're keeping our RFK on the Wisconsin ballot because that's that state flip flops.
Yeah.
So of course they're hoping that it'll split the vote. And
the only time you cheat is when you think you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
They're trying that already?
Yeah. I think they know they're probably going to lose the popular vote. So they're going to try everything in their power to win the Electoral College.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to work this time.
They're going to try their best.
It's our time.
How?
People got to know God used so many women in the Bible. This could be her, her time.
Well, here's the thing.
Trust God. He knows what's about to happen.
Thank you, Rob. Talk to you soon.
Hey, love you guys. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.
866-743-8267. We've got Scott from Vineland on line 6. We'll go to Scott. Hello, Scott. How you doing?
BishopDavidGEvans, Pastor Nick, what's happening?
How you doing?
Welcome to On Point, man.
Appreciate you guys taking my call. First, I'd like to say, Bishop, again, thank you for our friendship. Me and I listened to many of your past sermons, of course. Leverage. The one I really needed to, the grief one, Your Heart Will Beat Again. That really, really, really helped me out, Bishop.
Wonderful. Glad to hear
and
it.
chess, not checkers.
Yeah, man.
The list just goes on, and we stay prayed up before we hit that outside world. And I want to thank you for that. And Pastor Nick, what's happening with you, brother?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Good.
Little sports talking. Then Mr. Trump and Vice President. The Eagles they barely escaped another win, but
they're not winning well.
No,
same as last year.
Pastor Nick, maybe you can help me.
Which means a good team is going to catch up with them. Okay.
Yes. Maybe you could help me figure it out, Pastor Nick. Bishop, you've been watching. Jalen Hurts is still throwing these interceptions. We can't blame that brother from last year. Of course, he's gone offensive coordinator. You've got a real coordinator. I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. He had a couple interceptions last week. It seemed like it's beginning to be a weekend thing.
Could it be the defenses are better?
They're better. I think he tries too hard sometimes to make something happen rather than taking the easy throw it away or just take a sack or just and part of me is starting to see why in the national championship game when he's in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Saban sat him, put Tua in.
Yeah.
Tua came in, and they won that championship game because Saban saw something that Jalen couldn't get it done at that time. Now, he's a great quarterback.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback.
Okay.
But I think sometimes he just tries to make something happen, and he makes it
careless.
He gets careless.
And it makes, like you said, Pastor Nick, man, he tries to make something happen, and it's not there. Also, I don't know if the defense are reading his eyes. It's something, Bishop, Pastor Nick, that's it's mostly troubling, but it's mind-boggling.
But I will say this, though, in his defense.
Yeah.
He's had a different offensive coordinator, I think, for the past 5 or 6 years.
Really?
Yes. They Alabama, they swapped him out. The Eagles, this is like his third one. So it takes time to learn a new system. And one of the things that Tom Brady said, they're doing these young quarterbacks a disservice because they're throwing them in the fire without preparing them. Mm-hmm. You know, back in the day, a rookie quarterback would come and sit for a year, then play.
Absolutely.
Jalen didn't have to call coverages and different reads and stuff because the center did that. Mm-hmm. So now he has to do it. He's learning how to do it.
Okay.
But they took it off his plate and let somebody else. So they're like, well, he can't read a defense. Well, he was never required to read certain things.
Okay.
So now they are, because Kelsey did it before.
Yeah.
Yes. You just told my son that Jason Kelsey shows that
the center would read the defense for the quarterback?
He would call the line protections and stuff and say,
really?
You know, the center's like the quarterback of the offensive line.
Okay.
So the quarterback and the center would make certain calls.
But I thought the pros, the veterans, they call it, right?
Yeah. It's like
they line up and see it, and then
it's a relationship between the center and the quarterback.
Okay.
And it depends on the dynamic.
Okay.
So the center usually calls the line coverage. The quarterback will call other things. But Jason did a lot of the stuff for him.
Okay. He's really missing
it. He's definitely sorely
missed
on that point.
So he retired, didn't he?
He retired, yeah.
Yes. He set out his body, and he said, I'm going to get out while my body's still feeling up to par, and his family.
Yeah, young kids, man,
Yeah.
Wants to be around for them. But, man, this Miss Madam Vice President, man, is she doing it up or what? It's just a breath of fresh air to hear. I put on Facebook none of the bullying, the name calling. Mm-hmm. But the thing that killed me a couple of weeks ago, they're eating cats and dogs. I'm like, you know what? I can't with Mr. Trump anymore. I'm officially really through with it. I'm like, you gonna sit up there and somebody eating cat? You know how many people hopefully didn't, but attempted like COVID time to drink bleach. But I think she's really knows how. We see it. Knows how to get under his skin, and she's doing a very, very good job. And I'm loving every minute of it.
I think the fact that he's avoided another debate with her is very significant. Mm-hmm. If you won the first time, you wouldn't be reluctant to go in the second time. Mm-hmm. So his bluster about him winning is not substantiated by his denial or his lack of desire to go a second time. Yeah.
He's still talking about that rally in his attendance. He's still talking.
Is he still talking?
He's still talking about it.
President Barack said it perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
His feelings
President
were
Barack
hurt.
said it perfectly. President Barack said, and he's got this weird obsession with crowd sizes. I don't know what it is, but
I think a lot of things I don't like about his campaign. But it's clear to me it's a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. I saw something yesterday. He's got watches now. Mm-hmm. $1,000 a pop.
Mm-hmm. Really?
And there's some working people that can't afford to do that, but they're going to do it anyway.
Got a Bible he endorsed. It's got his name on it.
Come on.
You know what?
He likes all the Bible verses. He doesn't. He doesn't have favorites.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
You can't quote me. Anyway.
Well, that's all I have, folks.
Right,
take care. God bless, and nice sense or love too.
Absolutely. Tell I said hello.
Right.
Bye-bye.
I will. Bye-bye.
866-743-8267. 867. Our Florida crew on the ground is there. Danny's there. Tom is there. And Anisha from Fresno, California. Yeah. She's got to be a first-time caller. We're really glad to get a chance to talk to her. Okay, the screen went out. Okay, we don't know. All right, 4. We're going to Danny. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Bishop, good morning.
Danny.
How y'all doing?
First, tell me what's going on down there, man. How are you all faring?
Thank God we made it through. As you know, at the beginning of the season, we always prepare. My wife has all the supplies done, and I have to check everything out, make sure the generator is working, and what have you. But I feel for the people on the West Coast that took the brunt of it. And the thing that I feel bad about is that the state themselves do not prepare the people, and they allow laws. Why would you let somebody build a house on sticks up in the air, and your surge is 20 feet?
Wow.
Even at 20 feet, Bishop, you're going to get flooded. Can you imagine that?
No, I can't.
On the beach, you build a house, you put it on sticks, it's up in the air, and you say, oh, if the flood comes in, it's going to go ahead and not do me any harm. Not so. It's surging.
Right.
And the strength of the storm is coming directly at you. It's going to wipe the house out. When they went to see some of the homes, they had nothing but sticks sticking up in the air.
Just
the
sticks?
home was gone. Yes.
In North Carolina, too. Outer Banks.
Well, I saw flooded streets in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, did you all get any flooding, Danny, in your area of Florida?
Unfortunately, fortunately, what happens is that you can relate to it because you've seen the area here. We're connected to the Everglades.
Okay.
Approximately, if you go maybe 10 blocks away from my house, you run into the Everglades.
Okay.
But what a lot of people don't realize that there's a huge dike that goes from Palm Beach all the way down to Dade County.
Okay.
That protect us from flooding. So any water, we're like a New Orleans. That they don't realize that all the waterways are connected to the Everglades.
Okay.
So they put that there, and what happens when we know it at a storm, they're supposed to pump all our water systems out. You'll see the water actually go down.
Okay.
So that when a flood comes, they can handle it.
Wow.
So that's what was done, and we did not get the brunt of it. The thing that made some of the people angry is that our governor came and he held a meeting with the condo owners down in Miami.
Yeah.
What they call Miami Lakes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. In that, the affluent people, he talked with them about different things, but he never came and addressed the systems in the low-lying areas where the floods are.
Okay.
Never said anything to them. And I'm telling you that the climate is changing here, and Florida is winnable for Democrats. All they have to do is just come and pay a visit, show us that they care, and what have you, and it's a wrap. I see senior citizens, they're rebelling because what they were afraid of is that they had them locked up in their areas that they have, the condo areas, which is walls.
Right.
And they figured that, well, I'm not going to be able to go ahead and have friends and what have you. But then they found out that they were being held prisoner.
How?
Okay. COVID. Where did all the COVID medication go?
To the more affluent areas.
Yes. And they went to all the condo areas.
Oh, my.
So they were doing that, to win votes and what have you. And then the other people, well, we had to wait till the supplies came through. And the thing was that we need to go ahead and do the senior citizens first, to take care of them. Okay, I have no problem with that. But then go ahead and make sure you spread the medication out. Yeah, when the president got sick, he said, well, let me go ahead and give this shot to a senior citizen. Well, he was one who would have qualified.
Okay.
But that's what's going on.
So I think your point is that they're still playing politics with people's health.
But what's happening, Bishop, is that the lies and the things that they're talking about is catching up with them. And the major mistake, when you started talking about the Haitians and what have you, bad mistake.
Was it?
What area has the largest in the United States Haitian population?
That's Florida, right?
South Florida. Okay. And what area carries the state when it comes to voting?
South Florida.
All right. Now you go ahead and you mess around. They're poking the wrong bear. which is a major mistake that they made.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen when you see Florida flip, I'm calling it, well, it will flip in a heartbeat because they have the votes, they have the people do it. And the Haitians are very remarkable, hardworking people, all right? And they have areas with that the state of Florida has turned their back on. They secured those areas. They're turning it around. Good business people, what have you, but they don't tell you about that. They don't say anything about that.
Okay.
But it's only the negative, and that's wrong.
Yeah. How my sister doing?
She's blessed. One other thing I just want to make one other thing I just want to make clear to you, and then I'll get out of the way. Now, this thing with Tariq Hill,
Yeah.
Tariq had a wake-up call.
Okay.
Because what happens when you have the toys and you have the accessories, you live in an affluent area the way that he does, he thought he was exempt from certain things.
Okay.
He will tell you that I realize who I am. I thought I was for Tariq Hill, but I'm not. I'm just an average black man.
Is that what
And
he
that's
said?
what happened. Yeah. Why would you do that? And people are going to the game right there in the front of the entrance of the stadium, and you do that. Why?
That was too embarrassing.
My grandmother said something. I wanted, when I came out of the service, I couldn't get a job, and I wanted to join the police force. She said, "Don't you dare! Don't you dare!" I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, I know you're thinking about getting a job," but she said, "Making $40,000 a year at that time, it was good money. $40,000 a year, okay, and $50,000 on the side is not a bad job." Get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
She said, if they're ever going to investigate, why is it that the police department, after 5 years, they retire? Why?
Interesting.
Grandmom had some insight, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. She said, you can't dig a ditch and don't get dirty.
That's true.
Yeah, oh, man.
It's true.
Thank you, Daddy.
Bishop, okay, thank you. Pastor Nick, great job last week.
Oh, thank you. Bless you, man.
Talk to you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
You and Pastor White, thank you.
866-743-8267. We're going to Tom from Fort Lauderdale and Anisha from Fresno, California. Tom is on line 5. Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing, Bishop? How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Doing all right, man.
Hey, down here in Florida, I'm still an Eagles fan, and ever since the center left, they aren't even pushing that push that much anymore.
Okay.
Getting back to the Eagles.
Okay.
Now, Bishop, when it comes to the storm, it kind of sidetracked us.
Did it?
Went west, and, I mean, we got some real wind gusts the other night, but other than that, it pretty much said goodbye. But up in the Panhandle, it's killed over 40 people. I mean, it's pretty devastating.
Tampa got hit
Yeah,
hard.
it was. Yeah, and they aren't used to those kind of storms up. Their houses aren't built for it. Down here, we're loaded with palm trees. Up there, they're loaded with oak trees,
Okay.
which break and crush houses. I mean, so it's a different state, even though it's still Florida.
Now, every time I saw a news map on television, they always showed Jacksonville off in the right-hand corner. Did they get a lot of rain?
Yes, and they got flooding more than anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and you also said that this storm is coming up through Atlanta, even up into the Carolinas.
Yeah.
I saw this morning there's a copycat storm following the same path, and hopefully it doesn't break into a big major hurricane, but it's up around Cuba now, and it's starting to form, and it's taking the same path, which would not be nice.
And I think people have to pay attention to the fact that the warming of the water is contributing to the power of these storms and the intensity of it. The warm water works with a hurricane, and it's sustaining power, and they say this one was actually moving at about, was it 30 miles an hour?
Yes, and what you just said is exactly what the weather people here are saying.
Okay.
That the water is warmer than normal, and it's just fuel for these hurricanes.
Yeah.
That normally hurricanes that would be a Class 1 will become a Class 2 or 3, and so on and so forth, because the warm water.
Right. But it hit you all at what, a 3 or 4?
It actually hit the coast up around Jacksonville 4.
Wow.
It skirted past us, but it slammed into a
Wow.
4. It was over 130 miles an hour winds.
My goodness. I've got to call a couple of, I've got family in Jacksonville. I've got to call a couple of, I've got to reach out to folk today in your area, more northern. They're just, but I'm sure people have other things on their mind than calling out. So, what else going on, man? You good?
Yeah, Bishop, something else too. When the president said they're eating these animals,
Yeah.
a lot of Haitians came up out of the closet, like Denise Alcindor, the broadcaster. I didn't know she was Haitian.
Is she?
Yes, the U.S. Attorney down here handling the murder trials of the guy trying to kill Trump down here in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Haitian. The lady, and I told you last couple weeks ago that our local congressperson, her name is Sheila Chris, I can't pronounce her last name, McCormick. Haitians are coming out of the woodwork about this craziness.
They need to.
And they came out together to tell people, "Hey, we're Haitian," and I'm thinking that was a great thing they did.
I think the thing that's distressing me about it, Tom, is the lady who started the rumor didn't know her cat was in the basement. So she went down there and found her cat. So she made the accusation. She tried to take it back, but then the Republican vice presidential candidate decided to try to justify it by saying he was saying it to draw attention to the immigrant problem. That is absolute. Just say it was a mistake, the lady lied, and move on. But don't try to justify the impact that is happening nationally to Haitian people with, I said it on purpose. Come on, man.
And he doubled down on it.
Yes. Come on.
Yeah. And Bishop, I have to ask you, what do you think about this? Are you familiar with Laura Looper?
Who?
Trump's new right hand.
Oh, man.
Woman that people are saying
She's the new Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
She's the new Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, when Marjorie Taylor Greene says it's a problem, it's a problem.
Yeah, because she's exceeding Marjorie. Weirdness disallowing weirdness.
Yeah.
But Marjorie was the person doing all the lasers and all that before, and now this lady comes along but they outed what's his name? Who's the guy that was McCain's friend?
The other senator?
Yeah.
McConnell? Was it McConnell?
Oh, no, yeah.
Why can't I remember the guy's name? Lindsey Graham.
Graham? Yeah. Okay.
They outed Graham.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was this?
Because he said something they didn't like.
Yeah. They're basically saying he's gay, right?
Yeah, they outed him, man. They did everything but say the word.
Yep.
Yes.
I did not hear about that.
Oh, man. Lindsey said something that they didn't care for, and he didn't say it.
Okay.
She did.
Okay.
But he didn't correct it.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, boy. Oh, boy. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, you take care.
Talk to you now.
All right.
866-743-8267. We're going to Anisha. Hello, Anisha. Welcome to On Point.
Hello.
Yes, how you doing, Bishop? Good morning.
Fine. Thank you for your patience. The lines were lit up today. Fresno, talk to us. What's happening?
You talked to me before. Remember, I wanted you to pray for my dad, Anthony Huff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's still in custody. He's been in there for 14 months now.
Okay.
He talked to me the other day, and I led him to the sinner's prayer, and he gave his life to God. And
Wonderful.
Stuff. He was talking about committing suicide about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. You tell him he's not allowed to do that.
Yeah, he's 65 years old.
Yeah, he ain't allowed to kill himself. No, he ain't allowed to.
Yeah. So he called me talking about he wanted to commit suicide. So I just want you to pray for him. He did a crime, but he's my dad or something else.
Yeah. Next time you talk to him, you tell him I said he's not allowed to do that.
Yeah, but his name is Anthony Huff. He needs prayer. He's facing life in prison. He's 65, and I just want him to be in a good place, a good facility for his crime that he committed. You know, because I did a lot for my dad, man.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
But the devil's really been on that man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tell me what's happening in Fresno. Everything cool out there?
Yeah, what's going on in Fresno? October the 4th, I've been divorced for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to give my other apartment up in Fresno. I'm in number 6. I've given up 5 apartments dealing with a man. You know, I was married.
Okay.
My auntie died. She was 69 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she had breast cancer. But, you know, after all that, my auntie died. Then her husband died. They was married for over 30-something years.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've been sad about that and stuff. You know, but they got me too, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But I'm 42 years old, Bishop. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time. I've been going through a lot. You know, I gave up my apartment and everything. I'm in number 6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in my other apartment, number 5, I had a Chevy following me out because my dad was supposed to come and see me. He didn't get a chance to make it, you know?
Mm-hmm. How often do you ever get to see your father? Where is he incarcerated?
He's in Denver County Jail in Colorado.
Okay, he's in Colorado.
He just called me the other day, though. He always called me, though. You know what I'm saying? I love my dad, man.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get to see him?
Yeah, but I'm happy he's doing okay, though, because he could have died. You know, he was doing what he wanted to do out here, you know?
Yeah. Do you ever get to see your dad?
No.
Okay.
I don't get a chance to see him. But,
Okay.
because, you know, the situation and stuff, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him I got to go to his trial and stuff. I'm going to see him next month when he go to court. I can see him on the app every month.
Okay.
And I can talk to the judge for him and everything.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to see him next month he go to court October the 18th.
What kind of representation does he have?
I prayed for him and stuff. I got him a lawyer. He got a
Okay.
woman lawyer. Her name is Katie Coffey.
Okay.
He got a lawyer. He got a woman lawyer right now.
Yes.
But he's been in there for 14 months.
We certainly will be praying for him.
Please pray for him. You know,
Certainly
he gave
will.
his life to God, but, you know, he's been through a lot, Bishop. He's a bad man. You know, I ain't going to say he's a bad man, but he don't play no games. You know what I'm saying?
He did some bad stuff.
Yeah, if you try to mess with him, he'll hurt you real, real bad. You know what I'm saying? You laughing. I'm just being honest with you, Bishop. You know what I'm saying? He's 65 years old, Bishop. He did 20-something years in a Colorado prison, you know what I'm saying? So he's been through a lot, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I tried to help him. He lost his apartment. He lost everything, Bishop.
Yeah. Decisions
You know,
are so
he's
important.
in a bad situation right now. He's real down right now. But, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm praying that you can pray for him. He's like P. Diddy right now. You know, they just got P. Diddy locked up.
Mm-hmm.
But P. Diddy got money. That's the difference. My dad don't got that much money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm sad for him, Bishop. You know, that's my dad. I want you to pray for him that they put him in a good facility.
Certainly will
You know, I
do that.
want him to be in a nice facility. I had to pray for him to get a good lawyer, a good judge, and everything, Bishop. That man can change his life around, man. You know, even if I don't see my dad no more, you know? Pray for him, Bishop.
Absolutely, we'll do that. Yeah. All right.
You talked to me before. You remember I called you before,
Yeah,
remember?
we remember now. We remember now. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Bishop.
Nice to meet you. You stay strong.
Hopefully
Now.
I'll talk to you again, okay?
All right.
Thank
All right.
you so much.
Bye-bye now.
Bye, Bishop.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. I don't know what it would feel like to expect hurricanes and all the negative effects in the place. I mean, we were not panicking, but I remember when we were just getting the rain and the wind from a hurricane a couple of years ago. Yeah. And, you know, everybody was kind of hunkered down and power went out and but we were in no danger of having any flooding where we were. Yeah. Now the shore, yes. You know, and they're still reeling from that, but you know, it's amazing how the news reports things. Because my phone blew up because people actually thought that we were in, you know, what they were showing on television, which was water running up into the boardwalk and.
Well, no, did you see that clip? It was a newscaster outside during a hurricane. Had the whole thing on and was like fighting like this and acting like the wind was blowing, and then two people behind him was just walking, just and they're just moseying, walking all calm.
Stop playing.
If I find it, I'll send it to you. This happened a few years ago, and he's up in there just fighting all the wind, and people are just
taking the time.
I'm like, are y'all, is it that bad? Y'all have to use controversy for everything?
Did they have the big fan on him? Is that what he was doing?
I'm assuming so or something, because he was just sitting there
and folk walking behind him, literally just casual.
It was raining, but they were just I'm like, come on, y'all. Really?
Framing the news.
Framing the news. Yes. There you go.
My goodness. So speaking of which, last week we had our chosen event here at church, and for those of you who were not able to watch us last Sunday, our Mission to Malawi event, the culmination of the chosen part, happened last Sunday at the end of our worship service, and I found myself searching for words that would adequately describe what happened around this altar and in people's lives. People have called this week just to say thank you for getting us involved, for the impact that it made on their lives. We had some obviously supernatural events happen in the choosing and the connection with people, and we were able to sponsor about 300 families. And with our harvest churches, we believe we're probably up in the 350 range, and starting to make an economic impact on the lives of, we're going to be able to actually impact with the goat economy about 1,200 families. And that's exciting to me. And then we've got some footage that we're going to show over the next few weeks, just showing, what was happening in reality for the people that lived in the Mbonchera area, and how trying and testing and difficult everyday life is. And what we saw, and why we came back so convinced and so inspired that God led us to the right place. So we're looking forward to, and I think those of you that follow us online, you can go on our site, you can go on our Facebook platform and see some of the stills and maybe some videos, but Maya's putting together some things we can play over the next few weeks in church.
There's a few videos that are up. And some people posted their own stuff too on their personal pages about, the joy of it. And it was a lot of joy.
It was incredible.
It was
incredible.
I think people sometimes miss when you do stuff for others, just out of the pureness of your heart, how it impacts your own personal life too.
Absolutely.
And it's
one of our staff members said it. It was what they needed at the time. So I think I've got 3 compassion kids, or 4 compassion kids, and now 3 more chosen children. So I've got a large extended family, and it was the trip was arduous. I didn't realize just what we were doing in that short period of time. We spent 2 days traveling. And then the 2 days in between. And then, back home.
Back home, 2 days back,
30 hours to get home. 24 to get there, 30 to get back. So it was.
How many hours ahead are they?
There's 6 behind us.
6 behind us. Okay.
Yeah. So they're so that's what's got my biological clock all out of this whacked.
It's amazing how 2 days will just.
Man. I'm waking up here. The time that I was waking up there.
Okay.
I was waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning there. So I figure, okay, I get home, I'll make it till waking up 2 o'clock in the morning here. I've had more than 2 hours a day sleep since I got back, and I didn't sleep for 2 whole days while I was there. I'm an elder, but I ain't elderly, but I sure feel elderly. My goodness,
God, he's sustaining you, man.
Man, oh man, what you talking about?
That's right.
So, let's see. Wow. They executed somebody in Missouri? And what had Marcellus Williams done?
They're claiming that he broke into a woman's house and stabbed her to death.
Okay.
But they found no evidence.
After he's dead?
No, before. They didn't find any of his DNA at the site.
Well, that's not possible.
But they're claiming I think she was like an ex-girlfriend, so he had some of her items.
Okay.
But I mean, if he's
yeah,
it's normal.
Yeah.
But they had no DNA at the site, so even the family of the victim says, let's give it more time to see what's what.
Right.
But whoever this new Missouri governor is, the old governor was trying to create a council to get it taken care of so he can get off. The new one came in, disbanded it, and said we're going to do it anyway.
He sacrificed him. He wanted to be seen as a law and order guy.
Yeah.
Okay. The law is absolutely, unequivocally necessary. But in the law is supposed to be fairness.
Yes.
And when you're dealing with a person's life, a little more prudence is not an inconvenience. Okay.
I think we had like maybe 5 executions this week alone.
Did we?
They did the second one with the nitrous, whatever that gas, that nitrous gas they're using. That's the second time they used that this week. To me, the way our system is, like you said, with its flaws, and we're seeing people in jail falsely for years, we need to put a halt on the whole death penalty thing.
Okay.
Until because I mean, how many people have died who did not do the crime?
Well, I think something very human happens. A lot of times, if a prosecutor has extended themselves and maybe blurred the lines to get a person convicted, and death penalty or ultra extended periods of time in prison, they are more concerned at times with their illegalities being revealed than they are with a person being free. The public embarrassment, the political impact far outweighs in their minds the value of the life. So, guy in jail for 20 years and he didn't do the crime, and they know it. I know someone who's in prison right now, and the incentive for convicting him was a budgetary impact at the prosecutor's office. And they get about, in another state, they get about $30,000 for every conviction. So you watch this happen, and they start weighing budgetary needs against someone else's life. Well, he's not dead. He's going to be in jail for 20 years. Just a guy from the hood, And we're watching this guy just, he's doing a prison term that is absolutely incredibly long. Something that the DA had evidence that he didn't do. They just held the evidence out of the court trial.
That's cold, man.
Yeah, man.
Was it Central Park 5? The lady that convicted them wrote all these books, made millions of dollars, became famous, and then come to find out they were doing all this mixing stuff, no DNA from the boys there, and they went through all that prison term and just...
Yeah, and some of those boys died.
Yeah, it just...
Their lives have been irreparably damaged.
Yeah.
Our former president took out an ad, was very, very vociferous about his desire to have them killed, and it just... and all wrong. Just all wrong.
Yeah, but like you're right, because it's a couple black kids from the hood.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, RFK, how much time do we have? We got 4 minutes. We're going to talk about RFK next week.
Okay.
Why is he hanging around?
I know. Money and attention.
His name's Kennedy. You can get enough attention with that name.
I know, right.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Well, we are so glad you joined us today. Tomorrow is Sunday, of course. Our 8 a.m. service is virtual. Our 11 a.m. service here at the Plaza is live. We will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at 6 o'clock. Kingdom
Life Church.
Kingdom Life Church. Bishop-elect Danny Sutton for his anniversary. We want you to come and join us in Philly tomorrow at 6. We will not be there all night, but we're going to have a great time in the Lord. We invite everyone to come and share with us the encounter worship experience here at Bethany Church in Lindenwold, New Jersey. We no longer require COVID vaccinations or masks, but if you wear a mask like I do, you're fine. Nobody's going to look at you funny. I was the only guy on several planes with a mask on, and I mean they were jammed, packed in there, and I'm looking around like, you guys have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, they do. They don't care.
But anyway, you wear them if you want. Everything's fine. Nobody's going to look at you strange. Our midweek services, our noonday Bible study on Wednesday, and our 7 p.m. service. You don't want to miss those Bible encounters. We talked about our World Vision Mission. You can still get involved. Go to our website at BBC of NJ, at BBC of NJ. Click on Mission to Malawi, and you can become a part of what we're doing in that nation, the second or third poorest nation in the world. So I know God has planted us there. If you're interested in news updates throughout the week, you can text BBC News to 28950. That's BBC News to 28950. If you want some inspiration during the week, devotional messages, spiritual uplifts, you want to text BBC Elevate to 28950. We would love to pray with you. Email your prayer requests to prayer@gotobethany.com. Prayer@gotobethany.com. Of course, subscribe to our the David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. We'd love to have you join us there. Also, subscribe to our podcast platforms, DGEMS and On Point. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. And as always, we are absolutely glad you joined us today. Thank you for all of our callers from around the country. And we want you to stay close to God. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. And see you next time on Point.